Hello there.
The circle is now complete. When I left you, I was but the learner. Now I am the master.
Only a master of evil, Darth.
I still have glimpses. Flashes, really. My mother's shawl. My father's hands. I remember a baby.
A baby?
Yes, I think I had a brother. I really don't remember him. I wished I did.
You should have killed me when you had the chance.
Hello!
Hey! Oh,
Having fun playing with my iMovie.
yes,
Trying to
there you
change it up a
go.
little every week. Yeah, it's fun, man. So that's my big wow moment from basically from the Kenobi episode 3 was
Yes, I think I had a brother.
like I can't stop
Excuse me. Sorry.
thinking how that's the biggest thing in Star Wars in a long time. I don't know if it's just me that thinks that, but yeah, man, that's what I got out of that episode is that, oh, Star Wars changed forever now, and not for the worse, for hopefully for the better, and we get a character and whatever kind of spin-off stories and stuff they can have out of that. So other than, going tinfoil hat now, that's the one takeaway I got from 3 of the Kenobi show. And I'm wondering if you guys had any big takeaways in the first 3 episodes that you're still thinking, wow, this is going to expand into, a new story or an outtake, well, not outtake, a reality that we didn't think could be, possible or happening. So for me, the Kenobi brother thing, and then the mention of the Quinlan or Quinn John Voss, the mentioning of him in that episode,
Good job.
I think strongly suggests that, part 4, welcome Quinlan Voss into the Kenobi show. So that's kind of the 2 big takeaways I got out of that last episode.
Well,
Although Vader was awesome and everything, right? But
for me, the interesting thing is just the mention of Quinlan Voss as being still alive. Because even if we don't see him in this particular show, there's an option there for bringing the character into a future series. It could be I don't know, Jedi Aftermath, The Path, or whatever. Imagine a show.
Or what we called it, The Way. Kenobi called it The Way.
They called it The Path, right? Didn't she
and
say
the Jedi Path. Right? Yes.
The Path was the Underground Railroad in a sense, and Quinlan was helping with that. So imagine if they did a show that was something like Tales of the Jedi, The Path, and it said and it was like Quinlan helping multiple Jedi. Like in one episode, it's 1 or 2 guys. Then you see their fate. The next episode, it's how they got Grogu out. The next episode, it's you know what I mean? And Quinlan is the connecting factor, helping this Underground Railroad get all these Jedi to safety. I mean, it could end up being that Quinlan was the one who got Grogu out of the palace. Who knows?
I was about to say, yeah.
Yeah. And that could all be revealed in a future show. So,
I think it's a great way that they could introduce, that character, the Quinlan Voss character, that has a lot of fan love from the comics and stuff that are, I guess, everything's legend now, except for the prequels and sequels. But I think that it definitely opens up a book for him, a movie, a Disney Plus, whatever you want to call it. And also,
he already has a book.
Why can't that be connected now with maybe Kenobi's brother? Is Kenobi's brother an existing Jedi and they don't know their brothers? Any chance, someone that we already know is his brother? I'm kind of thinking, no, it's a brand new character and it's gonna be a bombshell when it does come out. And hopefully it's more popular than like baby Ahsoka. Because that scares the heck out of me.
Well, what age are the Jedi in canon? What age are they usually taken? Because didn't they say Anakin was even too old?
Usually they're taken by the
pretty
time
much
they're
babies.
3 or at most 3.
Yeah, it has been mentioned in a couple stories, like, you know, but I think it's, you know, I guess to each his own. Anakin was trained; he was a little older. We don't really know how old Ben was. Like he just said, he was young, and you know, he had the memories.
Well,
he
I
could
was
have been
trying.
4 or 5, maybe.
That's what I was trying to get at. Is if Obi-Wan remembers a baby when he was taken, so if Obi-Wan was 3 or 4 years old, his brother would only be like 3 years younger than him. So
that sounds accurate.
In the current EU, Obi-Wan was taken from his family when he was 3.
Okay. So there's a story that has been told. That's good to know. Now look at Luke's age now. He's what they're saying about 10 years old. And Kenobi's been talking, soon will be, you know, time to train him. So I guess 10 is not too late to train because Anakin.
Yeah.
Well, he was about 10 too, I guess. I'm just gonna guess.
Probably, you would say, right? Yeah.
So probably about the same age, and it's a good because all these stories tend to reflect previous Star Wars stories. It seems those ages of those kids, whether it started with Anakin and now we got Luke and Leia, is that 10-year. It could be for, you know, acting purposes. Like when you're younger than 10, maybe you don't have the acting skills to portray, you know, a good dramatic actor. But, you know, like it happens. There's some great child actors out there, and they picked some really good ones. I hope this Luke kid gets some screen time and some dialogue, even if it has nothing to do with Kenobi, just him talking to, you know, aunt and uncle about, you know, clean your room, or, you know, go feed the bantha, or you know, whatever kind of family, you know, life and struggles, or go do some water farming. Like, is he
I think
too
we'll
young?
see that at the end. At the end, he'll probably get that plane, because remember, Owen threw it back to Obi-Wan and says, "Stay away from us." And I mean, like you said, we see it in the New Hope that he's playing with it. So I think later on, after he's done with this whole mission and Vader thinks he's killed him off, I think he's gonna go back and give him that and tell him my name is Ben, and then that's it. Because of course we know in New Hope.
He definitely knows
Ben
back,
Kenobi,
right?
you know.
And I hope we see him get it back, and it's not just you know, we have to assume that he got it. No, I think we need to see Luke play with that T-16 Skyhopper as a child to make us all, you know, have member berries and you know, and be happy, because I'm sure that'll be a great scene.
And going back with Quinn John Voss, I like the fact that now we're seeing I guess you can see a cameo cameo audio or name of him being told. I think if we want to see him being saved by Baby Grogu, I think it'd be nice to have a cameo appearance of him in a flashback in The Mandalorian saving Baby Grogu, and having Baby Yoda, whatever you want to call him, you know, go back and think of that and who saved them. And then from there we can start saying, like, bring this guy out, and make his own show.
Yeah.
I think without a doubt, somebody saved him. Like, whether it's, you know, a Jedi or, you know, someone else. And I'm just going to pull up this picture here because it was going around a couple of days, and it's in regards to action figures. The Inquisitors they announced, and Kenobi and Vader, like for Black Series form. But now we've got you know, this is the fifth brother figure, the side package, the Ben Kenobi package, and what I don't think this is correct. I think they now think that this is Tika, the Jawa.
The Jawa, yeah.
Because can you see what is pictured here?
Yeah, it's the tram that he was pushing around with all the equipment on it. Yeah.
It's and I didn't really notice that in the show. Like, I know the Jawa rolled up with something, right? We didn't see if it was a trailer, if he's pulling a sled or whatever. But
he had a little hover table
on purpose. They didn't let us see the whole thing on purpose, because it's now we can see here it's definitely a pram. Whether this is the exact same pram we see in the Mandoverse. Do you know what I mean? Because Yoda, baby Grogu could have been in there a long time, right? And now, does this mean this Jawa, this Tika Jawa, we see way back here in this Obi-Wan series. Could this be the same Jawa that we see in in the Mandoverse, in the Boba Fett Ahsoka verse? Like we don't know how Jawas age. Could this same Jawa be the one that gives this pram to Kenobi? Like maybe we find out Kenobi saves Grogu. Like maybe they introduce it that way. But I think it's looking like that everyone wants the Quinlan Vos guy to be the guy. Another fan favorite Jedi doesn't get a lot of time. You can see that picture here. So he appeared in the animated and had some dialogue and some stories and stuff, but
he had an entire entire episode arc.
Yeah, in the prequel movies, he was just sitting in a chair in the background and had no dialogue, and he wasn't even titled as Quinlan Vos in the credits. George Lucas later on is like, okay, let's bring this character, into life, kind of thing. And now the rumors are that he is played by O'Shea Jackson Jr. or Ice Cube Jr. as I like to call him. And I've only ever seen him in like the NWA movie that's on.
He looks exactly like his dad did when
really
his dad was that age.
And
that's crazy.
He played his dad in this History of NWA movie, and he nailed it. Like it was cool seeing Ice-T again as a 20-year-old kid when they're making this kind of show. Just want to welcome everyone in chat. Sorry I didn't pull everyone out individually and give their hello.
Going back to that picture of Quinlan Vos, I'm not trying to make anything politically correct or anything like that, and it's cool that they're gonna get O'Shea Ice Cube Jr. to play him.
What's the rumor?
Wouldn't an indigenous person look better to play this character? Because doesn't he look like an indigenous?
I always thought that
culture
as well.
Or person or Native American, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, at the same time, I have never seen an indigenous person with dreadlocks. Right? True. I've seen white people with dreadlocks,
Yeah.
But other than that, I've never seen another.
I always kind of imagined him
too,
as.
Right? So
I always imagined
just a little bit of tinted skin.
Yeah, like
or,
Mediterranean
a different shade
or
works for this character.
I thought Mediterranean or Middle Eastern,
And I'm just guessing,
but
sure, it's like Ezra too. Ezra has that kind of Middle Eastern, not going to say Indian, but more of a Middle Eastern kind of vibe. Even though we only know him as a cartoon. So
Mediterranean, what do they call that Mediterranean look?
Or Asian Indian.
He definitely has that look. Like he could be from Greece or from Iran. Like he just has, and it's a cartoon, so it's weird that. We can pick up those vibes, from an animation studio. It's obviously done for a reason. They're not just like, oh, let's pick a color wheel color, and like Ahsoka's orange, another Twi'lek's blue and green, and so the colors in Star Wars are some of the coolest things. I almost hit the wrong button here, so stop sharing the screen. So I don't think.
I thought he was Native American as well.
True, I think that works, and I think that someone like. Ice Cube Jr., O'Shea Jackson, can pull off that look without, actually being a Native American. He's, African American descent, obviously, but a lighter skin and with the right makeup and, costume and stuff. You never know. He could just be a market seller guy. But I think the room he's in the last 3 episodes. So I think that means, a pretty decent sized character or important character to the Ben Kenobi story here. So I do think also this series is going to go on. So whether it's a complete season 2, I think all these Disney Plus shows are good enough that they've decided, okay, you know what? We're going to make a second season. It's a fact.
Well, Ewan McGregor said that if you like the first 6 episodes, wait till you see episodes 7, 8, and 9. And everybody thought he was joking. But now it seems more and more likely that there will be at least a partial season 2.
Yeah, so really? I did see that live on the celebration stage, and he was just repeating what a bunch of fans were yelling out. So Ewan kind of said,
"Has it been confirmed?"
No, enjoy the all 6 episodes or something. And then the fans were yelling, "And 7 and 8 and 9," and then he repeated them, and they all
I just think he did a LeBron James at Miami kind of deal where he was saying that's
of course he
5,
could do that.
6. I think
Well,
that's
what
what
if-
he did. But
What if
I don't know
season
where-
1 is Ben and Leia's story, and then season 2 is Ben and Luke's story?
Why not? Exactly, Chris.
Yeah.
That's a very good point. Because I think this time with Leia, sadly, it's going to come to an end. I don't think it's going to turn into a multi-year relationship, just because I think it does overwrite or retcon some of our beliefs, whether it's fact or canon story. It might just overlap. And hey, welcome my buddy Jay here, aka BC Sasquatch Man.
hey, Jay.
He's one of my local buddies.
Hey, Brian.
So
I like that
yeah,
idea what Ghost is saying about season 2 with Luke, and I think you and I LeftCoast had agreed that we hope to see a Yoda, and I hope that happens because I do like in what was it? I think it was in the first Certain Point of View novel where it was actually Yoda saying that he preferred Leia to train Leia instead of Luke, and Obi-Wan tried to convince him. And I mean, I think they should bring that into somewhere into this. I mean, I know we've already read it, but or some of us have read it. Excuse me on that. Let me correct myself. But I think it'd be nice to see something where we still see that little dispute, where it's like, are you looking out for the boy? It's like, yes. Well, start looking out for her more. And it's like, no, I got to look out for the boy. He is the one, or whatever, And I think that'd be great just to see a little bit of Yoda, just a tad bit. I don't want like the whole show of Yoda either, or like episode.
Yeah, because the interaction we got that last episode with young Leia and Ben was awesome. Like, it really, they both shined. They had a couple scenes, talking to each other, like, are you my real father, and stuff like that. So I thought that was fantastic, and I hope we get at least one episode this season with Luke, whether it's with Ben or not, just him, and like I think I said this a little earlier, or with his aunt or uncle, or playing with a neighbor, Greedo kid, or Jawa, whoever plays. I just want to see. I want to see how, if we're gonna love that kid as much as I think we all love the Leia actress, who I believe it's her birthday today. I think I saw something pop up on Twitter.
It is her 10th birthday today.
Nice.
Yeah.
10, eh?
Yeah.
So
Mark, so now she's the correct age to be Leia, so everybody can shut the hell up.
I want to see some receipts here, Blue. Where was this?
What I like about two things that I liked about the episode was or about the show is I don't know if we've ever heard of any other name of a Jawa, but now we get to hear a Jawa's name, Tika. And then what I liked about when Leia said, "Are you my father?" and he's like, "No, it's I guess you could say metaphoric or ironic how she asked, "Are you my father?" and then her real father is actually down in the planet doing what he's doing, and I was like, that is so cool.
Yeah, he was actually there too, right? Like, which is
that's like he could have turned around. You better run because your real father is here.
So what do you think Michael's saying here? Still thinking Obi-Wan was testing Leia to see if she could sense Luke, and he made up a brother to test her, doing this to protect her from the Inquisitors invader and help him get home. I think it's totally possible that he's done a lot of lies, but I personally don't think so. I think that's a new bombshell, and I want to see more videos
Leia
about that.
doesn't even understand the nature of the Force, let alone how to reach out and try and touch somebody she has no clue exists.
Yeah.
Totally
but I think
true.
Obi-Wan does know that she has a little something since she has the common sense. I think he has that little feeling like, she might, but still kind of like, no, I don't think so.
Well, it's the same way when he met Anakin. Anakin was good as a pilot, but Anakin had no idea he was tapping into the Force to be able to be that good as a pilot. Because no human can do pod racing because it's so dangerous. But he can
That's
do
why
it.
Annie was so
But
good.
Anakin could do it because he was anticipating the moves because he was using the Force, even though he didn't know it. And Leia's the same way. Leia's using the Force, but she just has no clue that she's doing it,
Yeah.
Kind of like how Poe Dameron is such a good pilot because he's tapping into the Force, but he doesn't know he is, He just thinks it's his a talent,
Yeah. Same thing with Han, or the way Lando taps into it to convince people to do things they would just have no right to do on their own.
Oh, that's true too. Like what Eric's saying here about, I think we all agree. We all want to see Liam Neeson appear as a Force ghost. Every episode would be awesome, having some dialogue and lessons being taught. But I just think they're saving it to the last
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
3 minutes, 2 minutes, 30 seconds, whatever. Hopefully,
there needs to be some sort of Force user Zoom call.
He's such an important character, to the prequels, and of course, what we know with Obi-Wan, being Obi-Wan's master. It's just I think it's a shoo-in that we're going to get him. I think they, whatever. Here's $1 million, Liam. Phone in this dialogue.
Liam's already contracted for some of the Jedi Tales stuff, so this would have just been an extension of that contract.
And his son as well. His son is voicing a younger Qui-Gon in this Tales of the Jedi with baby Ahsoka and stuff like that. So that's interesting too, because we'll get to see a little bit of relationship with Jedi Master Dooku training Qui-Gon. Like he looks like he's maybe about 20 from the quick second I saw him on the screen. But again, another story that I don't think anyone's going to complain that we get to see, whether it's animated form or live action. I don't think they can do everything live action. I do like live action, but the quality they're getting with these cartoons now, like the last season of the Clone Wars, or whatever the Ahsoka show was, and then the first season of the Bad Batch, that animation style just blows me away. Like, it must take just as much time to do that as it does to actually make a live action, TV show with special effects and lighting, and it's a lot. It's all the same stuff. They still got to deal with lighting. They still got to deal with perfect dialogue and storytelling. So it all. Filoni's freaking talented, man. Like, as much as I don't think he's the forefather and leader of all the Star Wars, he's pretty close now.
Well, Tales of the Jedi is going to be a weird show, isn't it? Because it's an anthology, right? It's not a continuous story. Because I thought
3 episodes are devoted to Baby Ahsoka, and then the rest are the other people mentioned. Like there's Yaddle or Yaddle.
Wasn't it Ahsoka's mom, not Ahsoka?
Yeah, but Ahsoka's the baby in her mom's hand.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Ahsoka's mom looks just like Ahsoka.
Because I thought it was all about just Ahsoka's mom, but they said it was going to span 400 years, and welcome. Yoda was the link between the episodes because he's been alive that long, but it starts out, or maybe it doesn't start out, but somewhere in that series it spans 400 years. So we're going to see some Jedi that are even before the High Republic, and other Jedi that are right before Phantom Menace, let's say. So it's the show is a 400-year span of different Jedi throughout these 400 years. And Yoda's the link is what I read between
well, there was a trailer for it, right? Like there was this trailer, and it all took place looked like 10, 20 years before episode 1. Like where Qui-Gon's, 10 or 20. Like he didn't have a beard, obviously. He's still an adolescent, but I don't think it goes back hundreds of years. I think it goes back to Ahsoka being born. They do 3 episodes on Ahsoka growing up to be, Snips. And then they introduce, young Qui-Gon and Yaddle, and who knows, maybe Yaddle's a part of, Grogu, and it's the most.
So pretty much, it's going to be around the time of the Acolyte, then, or be a little bit before the Acolyte, where it's around the Plagueis era.
Well, no, the Acolyte's definitely the Acolyte's 100 years before Phantom Menace. Yeah.
I think Eric's got it here. They did kind of say this in the panel, like the first 3 episode arc will be. Because Ahsoka's, Filoni's main jam, so he's going to concentrate on it, right? And then Koku and Qui-Gon might be 1 or 2 episodes. They did show Yaddle fighting Dooku, so maybe we see the transition where, Dooku turns to the dark side too, right? Because we don't know that story unless it's a legend story that they pull back in and treat for us to love it as canon. I'm interested. I think any new story they can tell about existing characters, I'm totally okay with. The first season's 100% half Ahsoka, half Dooku. Straight Filoni's mouth for celebration. Tell Dave we all say hello.
Which I'm fine with that. I love anything more of Ahsoka or mostly Dooku, even if they would just animate the either the book, like kind of radio book they did, or if they just did some of the other stuff, that'd be great for me. I'd love it.
Michael's here. I'm trying to see why Michael thinks it's canon that Qui-Gon can only communicate as a voice and not a ghost. We have already seen Qui-Gon as a Force ghost. So it was animated, but we have seen it. So we know he can do it in the future. But not, this is, Kenobi's taking place before we've seen Qui-Gon as a Force ghost. So we know it does happen. We just want to see it happen for the first time.
Oh, I got you. They're animated shorts.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be half hour long. I think it's
they're saying 10 to 15 minutes, 10 minutes.
So they're going to be like the Visions, Star Wars Visions.
Yeah. There's only 6 episodes done right now.
Welcome, Vern. Welcome, Wayne.
Yeah, we'll see. I saw Star Wars Visions. I liked it, but it was kind of like I was.
Where did that go?
Lost, confused. I don't know how to explain it. It was trippy. I'll say that.
There it is. Welcome, Wayne.
I see. He says if the 6 episodes are taken well by us, like we like them, his idea is to span a 400-year. That's where I'm getting the 400 years. With Yoda as the connecting factor, because Yoda was alive the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
It's on the website. If you go to the website, that's why I was saying I read it the other day and I was like, it says it's only going to do that if we like the first 6. If we don't like what we're watching, he's not going to bother. So,
which is of course bullshit, because anything he would have do animated would have already been in production before those episodes air.
Yeah, probably. You're right.
True. Yeah, or at least he would have storyboarded and written it and had not novelization, but dialogue and stuff like that. Because I think he's that far ahead of the game that they already know, what's going to happen 6 years from now in the sequel.
Honestly,
Ryan Johnson
Bad Batch season 3 is already in production.
Yes, because
so
I think that's the very next one we see, right?
Will we even get a season 3? Of course we will. It's already in production.
Well, but like I said, the Skeleton Crew was already in production, and we just didn't get the announcement until Celebration. So that's what I mean. Like some of this stuff.
Too. Skeleton Crew's Mando.
It is. Yeah, it is actually. Cool. So some of this stuff.
Yes, I think I had a brother.
Just to do that again because he had a brother. So I'm going to open up a toy. So here's a good segue to open up a toy, and for John to mention to the chat, pump up those likes, and because we want to see John open up a hot toy.
And Vern wants a recap. He's like, "What? No recap for me."
Again, Vern.
Vern, the biggest thing that happened that you missed was earlier in the episode here. As soon as we came online, Chris was as an image like the rest of us, but unfortunately Chris exploded and half his parts are all over the place, so he had to turn off his video because it was making people sick, and now we're just getting the audio, and a
lot like C-3PO in the new Lego game that unnecessarily splits himself in half.
Speaking of making people sick, I watched the first episode of season 3 of The Boys last night. Yeah, they don't waste any time with the violence in that show, man. Like, why wait 3 minutes? Let's before the commercial. Like, wow, man. Like, not my favorite TV show, but the violence on that show is I guess outstanding is an appropriate word. It's pretty neat to see. Much why I like the Peacemaker as well, but it had a little more comedy to it. But yeah, man, they're not holding back anymore with some of these, TV shows and what violence they're allowed to say in their dialogue and their F-bombs and their
So do you think the one that's helping Obi-Wan's gonna take Obi-Wan to Doran? Because isn't she the actress from Game of Thrones?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Her and Pedro
So
both.
she's gonna take him to Doran, another place with sand.
Do you think she's gonna be around much? Like she's another top billed actress, much like O'Shea Jackson Jr. and Kumail was also a top billed actor. Like I think there's 8 or 10 of them. So I think we're gonna see Kumail again, and this girl. I think we'll see her again, but I just think she's one of those characters that they will.
I think we're going to see her maybe in Andor.
Did
maybe we'll see her younger.
The sister didn't see her, like Reva didn't actually see her, right? Yeah, so
No.
She could still even play her dual role because she says she's an Imperial who signed up for the Empire. She signed up when she thought it was something else, but once she got inside, she realized that they were more evil than she thought. So she's doing her part to help with the Underground Railroad, in a sense, the path. So
and how long has she been in the Imperial, ranks?
It would be awesome. I think it would be awesome to see her in future shows as the Imperial.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And then the audience knows, oh, she's the one that's helping out the rebels. You know what I mean? Like almost like a fulcrum in a sense. She's giving info to the rebels and helping them out.
So rad, John.
Right? Isn't that great? That is
goods on it. Like that just makes it the best figure out of the line right now.
That was my favorite of the bunch because of that soft goods and the way that character was put together. Yeah.
So I finally have Omega. I mean, the armor. Finally. There we go. So there's my first contribution to ripping them open. So we were just starting to talk about the Bad Batch now. Now, what kind of connections, if any, are we going to see with the Bad Batch to currently the Kenobi show? Because I really think there's going to be at least one tie-in, whether it's a character showing up or something that the Bad Batch has already, put in our minds, or a place they've been will pop up.
Well, that's another spot where Quinlan Vos could show up as well. They've already got an animated version of him. They've got you know what I mean? He's already developed. He doesn't have to do a lot of tooling. They just would have to reskin him in sort of the more modern. But I mean, he's got his framework there, so he could easily pull him and convert him into that new animation.
And I just had a thought here.
I think I had a brother.
Now, why can't Obi-Wan Kenobi's brother be Starkiller from the video games? Because they've confirmed that both those
Starkiller's a clone.
Yesterday, both those video games, or at least the current new one, takes place like literally the exact same time as the Kenobi show. Like
Starkiller is a clone.
Is he?
Yeah, he's always been a clone.
Yeah,
he's a clone, but you can always change him up for canon. I mean, that's the thing, I mean, that's what they did with the sequels.
Why bother?
I think
piss people off.
Yeah, I think Starkiller's one of the clones we saw in the tanks in Mandalorian.
So here's what I think. I think the brother
Obi-Wan's brother is not force sensitive, or he would have been taken. So Obi-Wan's brother is just out there. And in old EU, Owen Lars was Obi-Wan's brother. And that's
it was written in the script at one time.
It was in the script, and it's in the Return of the Jedi novel. But then they moved him away, and he was just another guy named Owen.
Correct. That's what I read yesterday.
That was in old EU. In new EU, we don't have any clue who that guy is now.
Yeah, I think John made that good point yesterday. He popped in and brought up the Starkiller. Here's what I think. I think Starkiller will not be a Kenobi, but will be in Kenobi. So if it's not the Qui-Gon Voss that appears to save Baby Grogu from,
but we already know that it is.
Well, we don't know it is because they haven't.
Yeah, because they casted the actor and everything.
No, but
they're not going to change it up now.
We don't know who rescued Baby Grogu, and we don't know.
We don't know who rescued Baby Grogu, but it wouldn't have been Starkiller because he would still been in a tube.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think one of
he's a
those.
clone.
I think those tubes we saw in the Mandalorian were clone experiments,
Yeah.
and those and the whole idea of Baby Grogu and the Imperials, why they want him, was to help his blood used to clone a force sensitive clone, and they've been failing all along, and that's what we're seeing are the failures in those tanks. But I do think the first clone, one of the surprises that we're going to see in one of these shows, whether it's Mandalorian or a different show down the road, Ahsoka season 2 or whatever, it's going to be that they succeed, and the clone they succeed with is going to be Starkiller. And that's how Starkiller gets brought into live action. He's going to be the successful first clone that is force sensitive. And because everybody, the fans are going to go nuts if they see Starkiller for real. But they're
the video game fans, you mean?
They're gonna kill Disney if they don't do him as a clone the same way they did in the video game.
So I think they could bring him in. I mean, Galen was a person, but he was killed and replaced by a clone. So I guess they could do it either way, but it's why even diddle with him? We already have enough Jedi wandering around that supposedly escaped Order 66. They're in every damn show. There's 5 or 10 of them.
Well, I think, Chris, you have to point your question to Lucasfilm, who officially announced that this Starkiller Survivor game takes place during the Kenobi timeline. Like they wouldn't make that.
It's not Starkiller. That's Cal Kestis. That's Jedi Survivor, and that's Cal Kestis.
Sorry,
that's a completely different person.
I'm not a video game guy. Like they're all fucking the same people to me, but the dude who's in the new video game Survivor, whatever his name is, Cal Kestis, I think he will be in this Kenobi show. I don't think he's Kenobi's brother, like that's something JJ kind of brought up, but I think they wouldn't announce him or that game being in this timeline for no reason. Again, Kenobi doesn't say, I have a brother, for no reason.
He can't be Kenobi's brother because he's too young.
Yeah. He's too young.
He's too young. He's at least 10 to 15 years younger than Obi-Wan to start with.
And you're still confusing Cal Kestis with Starkiller, so they're not the same guy. So just
that's kind of bad. Now, is Cal Kestis a clone?
No. Cal Kestis is a Jedi who escaped. Okay. He's played by the guy who played the Joker
story
on Gotham.
Is all before this, right?
The first video game takes place about 2 years before the Obi-Wan series.
Yeah.
The new game is supposed to be taking place around the same time, if not
that
during.
Makes a lot more sense. So I'm just trying to think now. Now the Bad Batch timeline is getting closer to the Mandoverse timeline. Like they're jumping really fast.
The Bad Batch is still 8 years before Obi-Wan.
The Bad Batch has jumped 10 years now into season 2.
They haven't done it
officially, but.
Well, no, they didn't because she hasn't grown at all.
Now, dude, she's grown. She's an adolescent.
Have you ever met 13-year-old girls?
Yeah, in season
1. And if it jumped 10 years, that means it's already jumped past Obi-Wan. So now she can't be the armorer anymore.
She can always be the armorer until the armor takes off her helmet and it's like a black dude or something. So the method behind the madness. I think all of these stories now for the past, since Mando started, we got Mando 2, we got the Boba Fett, we now have this, we got Ahsoka, we got Bad Batch. They're all going to be connected in way more ways than just the word Star Wars in opening credits and stuff. Like, I know people like to, you can't always make people know each other, but yeah, you can, and that's how storytelling works. Like, otherwise, it's just a whole brand new franchise. Just go to another planet and call it, Space Jam 3, and don't mention the name Skywalker, and you can have a whole new storyline. But I think that Kenobi's brother is going to be a big, important player in the future. Maybe not this series. They told us about him. I think that's all we get now. For the next 3 episodes, I don't think that's brought up again. But remember that I keep posting that little clip. Kenobi has a brother, and I think that's the biggest takeaway from seeing the Kenobi show. And now I'm just worried that not worried. now I want to see how much story or how much time is going to pass in these 3 episodes. Is it going to be
it's
one
not
little
gonna
story?
jump.
Almost none.
Yeah,
Is
just
Leia going to be
No.
in every episode now? Because I guess we have to assume she's
Well,
been captured,
she's
right?
at least in the next episode because she's been kidnapped.
Or did she run away because apparently no one could catch her? But
no,
yeah,
I think that's what forces another confrontation between Obi-Wan and Vader, is that now Obi-Wan has to go rescue Leia from the Inquisitors, and they're going to be basically delivering her to Vader. So
I don't want that to happen, though. I don't want that to happen because
that's what
it messes up.
That's what forces the confrontation between Vader and Obi-Wan again.
Well, plus we already know
but-
that Leia and Vader have some sort of relationship from A New Hope. When
Well, that's
she
because
walks up
Leia's
and is like, oh, Darth Vader, only you could be so bold.
That's because she's a senator. She deals with him every day. She's a senator.
Vader's not a senator. He doesn't even. Why would Vader even go to the Senate?
Leia's a senator.
I know Leia's a Senate. Why would Vader go and even deal with the political shit at all? That's what the Emperor and his lackeys are for.
He's going to be standing there on the podium next to the Emperor sometimes.
At some point, for sure, I think he will.
It's not like he's never set foot in that senator room. Like, he's going to do that once in a while because the Emperor had his other lackeys standing next to him. You
and
know
still
what I mean?
did all through the Clone Wars and everything else. I don't think Vader has much to do with the political end.
No, but he just stands there next to him looking imposing every once in a while.
Yeah, he's like the poster boy.
Yeah,
like, he's not the vice
The only
president.
thing political is that he's gonna listen to what either the Empire Palpatine says, and that's it. That I agree with Ghost. That's the only thing. Anything else political, I don't agree with. Maybe you're right that he's gonna stand next to him, but I doubt that. I just think
as
that
far
he's
as we know,
follow.
Vader isn't even in charge of his own forces.
Yep, he's not yet.
Tarkin is. Tarkin is his boss.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up about the Emperor. Like, I hope we at least get to see like a little hologram of the Emperor, or even a little hologram of Tarkin, right? Like, either will make me happy. It doesn't have to be an actual scene. An actual scene like Rogue One would be great because that thrilled me to see, Tarkin and young Leia.
It would be
and
cool
whatever.
to see the new technology fix that Tarkin, because the Tarkin was awesome. But now
they've got the new tech, right? They hired the new YouTube tech guy to do the face swapping. So yeah, it's definitely something that I would like to see. So Jay brings up seeing something like the White Witch. Like, I think that would be awesome if you see the White Witch from the Droid cartoons parked in the background on Tatooine, or that pink mohawk, George Doucette walk by or something. Just as a silly,
Well, after Celebration, it was odd that they didn't hardly talk about, or didn't talk at all about, the Lando series
or the Droids cartoon
or the Droids cartoon.
Yeah,
Anthony Daniels was there doing stuff, but they never brought that up.
Yeah,
I think
and we know it's still being made.
Yeah,
I think these
Anthony's
cartoons
doing
take like 3 to 5 years to make.
Yeah.
Like, I think
Anthony's
these
They announced it 2 years ago.
Anthony's doing the voice.
They have 3 more years before it's finished, right? Like, it's more work than acting and filming and editing. It's computer animation.
It's computer animation, so it's
they hire people
duplication.
in Oakland. They got people in India and in China all working on one TV show. Like, there's so many people involved in these animation studios.
It's not going to be another 3 years down the line. They wouldn't have even told us about it.
I have a feeling that
Star Wars Prodigy. Obviously, they've already got episodes done and ready to go, or they wouldn't have told us about it.
They canceled that because that's the one that Seth Green was making.
No, that's that stupid Skeleton Crew crap about 10-year-olds taking over a ship.
No, Skeleton Crew's live action has nothing to do with Seth Green. That's a new Disney Plus show.
Yeah, I didn't say it did. You're the one bringing up Seth Green.
Yeah, he made like a robot chicken like Star Wars show.
Yeah, it was called Detours. It was canceled when they bought it out. Yeah, there was 48 episodes finished.
They spent 7 years in this, and it will never get aired, and it's just a shame. Like, it takes that long sometimes to make some of these shows. Is all I'm saying. Like, I think we will eventually see the Lando show, but I think we got 2 movies and 3 TV series that they have to film before it. Until they build 5 of those stagecraft volumes, they can only film so much at a time. Like Andor, I think, spent a lot of time in London filming. But between Ahsoka and the Boba and the Mando show, they're all using the same stagecraft thing in California. Like, and they can't overlap. They can overlap a little.
In Georgia. They're using
There's
3 of them that are in
right?
Georgia.
Yeah, because the Ahsoka one was at a different location, so I think they have at least 2 of those stagecrafts in the States now. Because there is one here in Vancouver now, but I don't think it's starting to be used yet. I think it's ready to be used for someone to rent it.
There's 2 of them. There's 2 of them in California. One in Vancouver, and there's one in now. There's one in Europe, in London or whatever.
There's one in London, and there's 3 of them in Atlanta.
Yeah, there's some in Georgia. You're right.
Oh, wow.
They're building them in Georgia. Yeah.
Yeah, Georgia gives good tax breaks for the American filmmakers too. So there's a lot more stuff going on there too. Anyone else got any toys open?
I can break open that Sun Man. Yeah, we'll get him open.
No, I'm just kidding. Where are we?
The only reason I'm opening them is because the box is all destroyed. The packaging.
Well, he can barely fit on the peg. I mean, on the box.
I know. Yeah.
Wings.
These wings are like, yeah. But yeah, they bent it all up in the box when I ordered it, so that's why I'm opening it.
10 more. We need 10 more likes, and then we can open up that hot toy.
Destroyed.
Guys, those last week, me and John went on here and blabbered for about 40 minutes, and we got 1,500 views in 10 hours. So I don't know what happened. Either our shiny bald head were reflecting all the viewers on YouTube, but I think the likes help. I'm in love with these retros, guys. These are Mando's got a soft goods too.
That's cool.
Cool Sunman comic like thing. That's awesome.
I had to stop watching your reviews on these retros, John, because you spoiled me when I saw that the armor had a soft goods cape. I'm like, oh no, I didn't know that. Like Mando, I just found out he's got a cape.
Have you guys found out who that person was in the back of the tank in Jedi Survivor? Have they announced that, or have they said? No? Okay.
No, they haven't said yet.
That
but
elf guy from Lord of the Rings, Elrond, with the long blonde hair. I think it's him.
Oh, you're Legolas, you mean?
Legolas. Look at that.
I don't.
Nice.
Like Rum was saying, it could be Coda.
What's Coda?
Coda
Ram
would be
Coda.
cool. Ram Coda from Knights of the Old Republic time frame.
Video game?
No, the whole series Knights of the Old Republic stuff. Isn't
that a video game? Knights of the Old Republic?
No, there were
Yeah,
books.
it's a video game too.
There were books. There were comic books. There was. Yeah.
But it's legend, right? It's none of it's.
I thought Ram Coda was Force Unleashed.
Oh, is that the Starkiller game, Force Unleashed?
John,
Force Unleashed
Ram Coda was Force Unleashed.
And that's the one played by the Darth Maul voice guy, right? Starkiller.
Yes,
looked
Sam Witwer. Yeah.
Yeah, was it that time period? Okay.
I think so because I remember him. They kind of did a Kane and Jarrus the same way with like the way they did Ram Coda, where he ended up going blind, and I think Ram Coda ended up going blind at one time too.
Oh, that's right, because Ram Coda, you're right. He was alive during the Clone Wars, but he did not want to have a clone regiment, so he hired his own mercenaries as his group. That's right. Yes. And but anyways,
we say it's fact.
Revan was the one for Knights of the Old Republic.
Yes, that's right.
That's Revan.
But the other idea was since they're bringing in all of the Timothy Zahn creations.
Thanks, Eric. I thought so.
I really hope so.
They've brought in all the Timothy Zahn creations, and Timothy Zahn is still writing books for Star Wars that are canon, that it's probably a Timothy Zahn character, which means it could be Joruus C'baoth. Because Joruus was also a clone.
That guy?
Yeah, whatever, Kaboth, whatever. He was a clone as well, and this whole
I
thing
loved all those characters.
could tie in again to cloning and stuff. You know, trying to clone that
which it
Lord
always comes
Putin.
back to, as we've seen, right? In the Mando,
Yeah.
of course, they show up at a cloning facility. Bad Batch, they go underwater at the cloning facility. You know, we see the end of it.
This guy's
Does he also
cool,
have a
man.
cape?
That looks really cool, Jen. I was about to say I like that son, man.
He is cool. I like his spear. He's got a nice shield that attaches good. He can hang onto it and it clips onto his arm.
I think it's so awesome they made that.
This is a separate armor piece, which is cool. This little piece can pop off of his head. The wings.
How am I doing this?
It's got a gap so that you can take it off. Yeah. So that's cool.
And there's a cape too?
No,
Or is it
he's just got the wings, you know. So.
Let's see, they could have fixed that packaging to just putting the wings behind him.
Yeah.
And then you could snap them on when they put it on.
Yeah,
exactly. It looks great in the package though. Like it's neat that they made that. Like,
yeah,
as a cool handshake and a head nod to the people that the bootleg people that made it back in the day, right? I think that's pretty cool. Here, we'll make this and we'll drop our lawsuit against you from 1982. I don't think there was ever.
And there went his head.
I'm just knowing that it wasn't a legit toy at the time. It was like those, not dollar store, Remco kind of stuff.
It was a different company, but yes, I don't think it was Remco even.
What if that Jawa is the one that the girl dated in the Mandoverse? One and the same.
That'd be funny.
It is the same actresses, the two ladies who were playing most of the Jawa roles now. It is the same two girls. It's the mother and daughter that play a lot of those roles of the Jawas.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. I'm really digging the Jawa character. I hope he or she comes back again, just to hear the dialogue and actually have the old Star Wars subtitles, because Jabba or a Jawa is speaking. That means a lot. That means something to me. I love that.
I just got to say, I'm a little surprised, if they are indeed doing a season 2 of Obi-Wan. I'm a little bit surprised that Ewan McGregor agreed to do that much work for this. So I'm all for it if they do. If it really comes true and there is another season, yes, give it to me. But I just got to say, I'm a little shocked that Ewan McGregor would spend that much time on it, because I just feel like he's so far up there as far as actors go that he doesn't need to do this stuff. I'm sure he's got so many movie roles that he wouldn't want to tie himself up for 10 years working on Star Wars again. You know what I mean? Like,
I think at the end of this series, there's a very good chance Ewan McGregor will get an Emmy nomination. I think his first Emmy nomination. I don't think he's been nominated for anything on TV before. I don't even know if he's ever even had a major, TV appearance, like maybe just a cameo or something. But I don't think he's done TV before. And this is all considered TV now, right? Like it's Emmy territory as opposed to Oscars and stuff. So now I just want to bring up, separate of Kenobi and Vader, of course, my next favorite character in this series, which is the Reva, the third sister, I believe she is. Mm-hmm. I totally understand, and I believe she is that very first person they show in Episode 1, the taller, black Padawan Jedi, and now we see her.
I think so too.
In that room, looking at that Jedi symbol, and then getting all, and then beating Leia to the end of the way. So I think that she's been there before. Obi-Wan reads, a couple of, I didn't write down the quotes from Quinlan, but it was something about, when your eyes are closed, you'll see it, or something in that regards. I don't know what he's referring to, but I think we'll see in the next episode or two, because I think that's directly, Quinlan Voss.
I think it says something along the lines of, in The New Hope, when he says, close your eyes can deceive you.
Exactly. Another great,
Yeah.
moment from the movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think that the Reva seeing that, getting upset, kind of knowing to go in that room to begin with, knowing to move this bookshelf and open this thing, I think she's been there before. And I think
She's never been there
because
before. They would have shut it
she was
down.
rescued as a child, and maybe that's where she didn't get rescued, where she got captured, by the Empire or the Sith or whoever's hunting down the children. But I think, in my opinion, they're making it look like she's been there before by her anger or her just knowing to go in that room. Like, even though her other brothers and sisters were telling her, stay here. Darth Vader said to stay back, and then she.
Well, she saw that that droid cart that had the legs hanging off it, or arms or whatever it was slightly dislodged. It was moved a little bit.
Yeah, she thought something was wrong.
Because when she's looking around, they specifically focus on her viewpoint of looking at that cart, and you can see that it was pulled out a little bit from the wall. So she just went over there and moved it. Like, why is this pulled out from the wall? Oh, that's because there's a door here behind it, And then when she went in there, that she discovered there had to be another way out, because logically, they're getting out of here somehow. And then she looked around till she found the other door that led them to the tunnel.
Yeah. So
I can't wait for the next episode when Leia just completely tears her apart.
Won't that be a cool scene? I know something's going to go down with them, whether it's just running and chasing, or
maybe Reva will actually finally have a character. Maybe she'll do something other than growl and yell at people. And we'll see a complete character change in her, turning toward the light just ever so much in this next episode.
I don't want to see her turn good side,
Mark,
though.
before the end, I think we will feel differently about her as a character, not as an actress or a race.
I don't know about the actress. I've never seen her in anything before. She's fine enough to me, I guess. I just don't like how the character's written.
They want us to hate her right now, but at the same time, they want us to be like, well, what's wrong with her? Why? What makes her so bad and so pissed off and so angry? And I think because she is going to be in every episode, as one of the top billed cast after Kenobi. Sadly, I think she's not going to make it by the end of the show. But then again, I also think that she's got more story to tell, whether she's part of this new spin-off that has to do with Ben's brother or.
I would like to see her die, because I would like to see them catch up and all the Inquisitors die. You know what I mean? Because we know they all die by the time they get to Empire Strikes Back, let's say.
What's the video game guy's game name? I can't remember. Not
Cal
Starkiller, but yeah, Cal Kestis. Cal Kestis comes up now. Do you think he could be someone to help? Separate of the Qui-Gon guy, the Dreadlock Jedi, Cal Kestis, Obi-Wan's going to need some help at some point in this series with we got 4 Inquisitor people who we know 3 of them don't die at the end of the series. Darth Vader, plus the Empire against,
and they have the option of calling the other ones.
Obi and the guy from a weed smoking burger movie, Kamal. It's just so far that's his. And now he's got this female ex-Imperial ally. He needs more allies. There's something.
The only help he's gonna get at the end is probably Qui-Gon coming out as a Force Ghost because he's interfering, and then he helps him out, and then we don't see Qui-Gon ever again because he interfered. And I think that's how it's gonna go.
I just think that there's got to be another lightsaber wielding or 2. Maybe even more than 2, to take on, 5 people with lightsabers, and 4 of them are double bladed. Kenobi can't even
really Sith.
What's that?
They're not really Sith. They were pretty easily defeated by Ezra and Kanan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't think they're gonna get in the way with Obi-Wan. Darth Vader has already said it. He's mine. He's mine only. Y'all stay back. That's it. So he's not gonna have to worry about those other Inquisitors. Maybe just Reva, because she wants to.
I think Reva, because I think Reva is gonna disobey the right word. Just do something on her own, whether she's
she's acting like a rebel.
That's what I mean.
I
Like
don't know.
she's got her own.
Rebel
She's
Alliance.
either going to do something and Vader kills her, or she's going to do something and she sacrifices herself for Leia or Obi-Wan.
I think that's
No.
exactly what we're all led to
Nah.
believe
Or
before the
Obi-Wan-
series is over. Exactly, Chris.
Obi-Wan's just going to kill her. Obi-Wan
Hey,
has to
Cameron.
have someone to take care of. You know, they're going to. People want to see Obi-Wan kick ass as a Force user, as a lightsaber user, and he can't kill Vader, so he's got to kill one of the Inquisitors. And the only he could kill Tentacle Girl because we never see her again.
I think for
So-
sure somebody will kill Tentacle Girl.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. So
No,
Obi-Wan.
I honestly don't know if they already have him just killing people at will, shooting them. I don't
Ben's
know.
taking a lot of
No
troopers, that's for sure.
uncivilized.
And he's got a good shot.
Yeah, he's not
so-
bad. Yeah.
What OG characters, it can be, let's just say, Star Wars, Empire, and Jedi. Which, if any of those characters, do you think just gets an Easter egg cameo in the Kenobi series? Since
The Emperor.
I'm assuming he goes back to Tatooine at some point.
Well, we already know that Aunt Beru is still going to be in the show.
Yeah, hopefully she gets some dialogue. But I mean, more of a character that we actually, buy action figures of and love. Like, do you think we see
It's only
Boba
the
Fett
Emperor.
played
No.
by
No,
Daniel
Boba Fett.
Logan hanging
No,
out with the cantina?
Boba
All
Fett
three
is still
quickly with
off
the nose.
with
Why do you
his
say
group.
that? Why do you think it wouldn't
he's
be
with his
important?
group?
Who's Boba's group?
The
Boss,
bounties. Aurora
what's
Singh and all them.
Laura Singh.
It comes out in Clone
Boba.
Wars where
No, I
you see him
remember
with
the story arcs and stuff, but those also all took place before this, didn't they?
Yeah, but he was still doing
Doing it,
jobs with them until what's his name from Woody
Except
from
for-
Cheers starts killing off the group, and then
Except
Boss
for Aura-
breaks off.
Yeah, except for Aura Singh, because he already had bad blood with Aura. So the Aura and him parted ways before Clone Wars ends.
Mhm.
But he's
So
still
I
with
don't know-
Bosk. He's still with Bosk and Dengar and the rest of the group,
So I don't know how many years after Solo this takes place, but
It takes place 5 years before Solo.
Yeah, this
Solo,
is
yeah.
before Solo.
Are you sure?
Kenobi's
Yes.
before Solo. Yes.
How do we know that? Like, where's the
It's the
Because-
time frame.
Because the timeline said that the Han Solo movie was 3 to 5 years before A New Hope,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and this
Yeah,
takes place
okay,
10
I guess
years.
this would be a little before. So now I'm thinking there's zero chance of seeing Chewbacca in the bar, and I thought, well, we'll see Chewbacca, but no, I don't
Well,
think.
not necessarily, because we don't know what Chewbacca was doing at this time.
No,
He
you're
was-
right. He could have been
Yeah.
from somewhere else and then brought to that little prison thing.
He
Yeah,
might
Wouldn't he
not
be a
have been-
slave right now?
He might not have been captured yet. You don't know.
Not
Yeah,
yet.
it depends. They never have gone into what happened to Kashyyyk and whether or not the Empire just took all the Wookiees or they just took some. In old EU, they took all of them, and that's how Han
Yeah.
and Chewbacca met.
Yeah.
Mhm.
In new,
Can't wait till this character dies.
you're going to be waiting another few years
Yeah.
because she's
I think
still
she's
alive
dead now.
after Return of the Jedi. So,
Why did she?
and she's
just
well
camel
alive
face?
after that.
Two more likes, guys. Let's get up to 30. Come on, 2 more likes.
2 more likes. Yeah.
But for me, I want to see Bosk roll up in a Cap 2 mini rig, or just see a Cap 2 mini rig parked in the streets somewhere, or some Kenner. I want to see more little Kenner toys sitting in the background. They don't have to. The characters don't have to have dialogue. Like if Hammerhead's sitting in the exact same seat in the bar and hasn't moved in 20 years, then an extra thumbs up for me. But
I mean, it wouldn't be bad if the Obi-Wan show. I'm sure it's going to end with a shot of the Lars homestead, but it would be nice instead if it would end it with him walking into the bar, ordering around, and then you would see all these other characters, but he's like, "Fuck this! I'm going to have a drink."
exactly,
Yeah,
like we haven't seen. Like I want to see Obi-Wan Kenobi enjoy a frosty beverage because I remember him and Anakin go chasing that Zam Wessel. And, people are trying to sell him spice, but he's like, I'm just going to go have a drink. He goes to the bar and gets a drink, right? Like,
Yeah,
I don't
like
think
let
he's
it
got a
end like
drink
where
to-
it's in between New Hope, like where he's gonna go meet up with Chewbacca and them. That'd be cool.
Yeah, like he didn't even have a drink going when he sliced off Walrusman's arm. Like they just went in there and they didn't even have a drink. Like, come on, man, you can't go to a bar and not have a drink. So I want to see him have a drink. But yeah, so I want to see more lightsaber battles with not just Vader. You have these 4 other characters with spinneroony lightsabers. They gotta fight people with lightsabers, otherwise it's boring and it's not.
Well,
a fair
that's why I think it's going to be Obi-Wan versus Reva or Obi-Wan versus the tentacle girl, and they're going to lose to Obi-Wan, and then his final confrontation has to be Obi-Wan versus Vader again because they got to meet one more time. And
so are we not going to see Reva fight anyone with a lightsaber except for killing that Grand Inquisitor for like that was a quick 1-minute lightsaber scene? The other girl we haven't even seen.
She could fight Obi-Wan. What I just said she could fight Obi-Wan.
Well, we've already seen in the trailers and stuff that she gets her saber out and is doing stuff with it. That we haven't seen yet.
See that, and that's on that water planet. So who's she fighting on that water planet?
Well, what if it's the Inquisitors? What if it's the Inquisitors going after Reva after what she did to the Grand Inquisitor?
Possibly, but
Reva's got
the Empire behind her. She's got the Empire with her, so she's obviously fighting someone that's not an Imperial.
Yeah,
that's attacking or arriving at that water planet, place. I don't know what it's called, excuse me. But from that trailer, I'm pretty sure that's the same place, right? Like where she's marching with the purge troopers and all the storms with their lightsaber lit. Who's she going to challenge at that point? Like, that's what I'm wondering. It can't be the Inquisitors because they're on the same team. And it can't be Vader because they're also on the same team. Like all those stormtroopers, work for his boss. So I'm curious. I think it's going to be more than one Jedi. Like I know I'm reaching, but I think that's the only way Obi-Wan Kenobi survives this is with help.
I don't know. If anyone does show up extra, it's going to be, like we said, it's going to be Quinlan Vos. But otherwise, I don't think they're going to be like 20 Jedi suddenly showing up to fight.
No, not 20. That's why I just mentioned those two. Quinlan Vos is someone we think who could come back. Rumors are, Mace Windu's another maybe comeback character. But I think it'd be better. We'd be better off if that was in the Mandoverse because of his history with Boba Fett. I don't think it fits this story as well. And there's also the current video game guy.
I don't want to see another Jedi. I just want to see Obi-Wan.
Yeah,
I want to see Obi-Wan.
I don't think there's any way Kenobi, Leia, and Luke survive this series without help from people with lightsabers. At least one person with a lightsaber. It could be Reva. It could be Vader. It's not going to be Vader.
It'll just be Obi-Wan showing how good he is. It'll be Obi-Wan showing how good he is once he gets tapped back into the Force and realizes, you know what I mean? Luke trained for 2 weeks on Dagobah and became good enough to take on Vader and hold his own. So,
do we see a badass Kenobi scene with a lightsaber similar to Vader in Rogue One? I think
yes.
I think we will. I think we will see a lightsaber masterful presentation of his skills by the end of this series by Kenobi.
And he'll be able to take on all 3 of those Inquisitors because it just won't. They're not that good, But I don't think.
I've got to leave you to your 10 hats. I've got to go to a meeting. So I've enjoyed this as always, guys. See you, Joker. See you, John. See you, Rick. And I'll see Summer you in the chat tomorrow on Lego.
For sure. Enjoy your weekend, buddy.
Later.
Now, is there any canon that says that the Quinlan Vos guy can't be killed in this series?
No, he could be killed. We
didn't even know
he was alive. We didn't even know he was alive till they said it on the show. So
yeah, because the last time we heard of him in the canon is in the novel. Well, kind of, right, John? Dark Disciple.
Yeah, Dark Disciple, the book,
which was a really good book. I recommend the novels.
But those books that's a legend book now, right?
No. Dark Disciple is real. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
See you, Chris. Bye, Chris.
Ooh, the mortar guy. Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
How rad is that?
That's
Yeah,
cool.
I don't know. I don't think there's any really big spoilers, leaks out there right now. Just people saying Reva, redemption, rah, rah. I think that was always
I don't.
a rumored story point because that's part of storytelling.
I just don't think they'll redeem Reva. I don't think any of the Inquisitors will get redeemed. I don't think that's a thing. I think they either die or they just die. They all just die. That's how it is. Yeah.
This guy needs to breathe. He's been suffering for too long.
Again, we're just thinking of Reva fighting Obi-Wan, but the thing with the Obi-Wan story, it could change to where Reba's getting attacked by her own people. Because remember, the Inquisitors never really liked each other in certain ways, so you never know where it's gonna go. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is that
none of them like any of them? They all want that Grand Inquisitor title and to be Vader's minions.
And for the Grand Inquisitor to still be alive, I think he's gonna be like get her or something, and who knows? I mean, I could be wrong.
That could happen, but I don't think she's gonna turn good. I just don't.
I'm not saying she is.
They could definitely have a fight between the Inquisitors, but there's no reason to like make her turn good.
I mean, she could, but
what I say about that, like people talk about Vader's redemption and stuff in the end of Jedi. He didn't turn good. He died. Like all he did was die. Is all he did. He helped Luke live by throwing the Emperor off the thing, but he's still Darth Vader. He's still a bad dude. He's not. He didn't I love you.
Well, I mean, in a certain way, he still went good.
I wish I didn't become a bad guy 25 years ago, but he's still a bad dude. He just died. If he lived, he might have still been a bad guy.
What's the point of saving him, and what's the point of Padme saying there's still good in him and all that, and what's the point of Luke saying there's still good in him?
Exactly why. Because she said that, and because what he said to Luke is, "Let me see with my own eyes," and that little bit of dialogue. We have to believe, he turned back. He became Anakin again, and that's why that's the only reason he's able to Force Ghost, right?
Yeah.
Lots of communicators, eh? Or are those the mortars?
Yeah, these are the accessories, which I'll get to these in a little bit. It's a pretty cool figure. I'm enjoying this one. This is my third Star Wars figure, and I've opened up pretty much. I didn't realize that I've opened up all my Star Wars hot toys so far, which is Kylo Ren and Baby Yoda, life-size Baby Yoda. Now this one, and I'm actually digging these Star Wars hot toys, so I'm already jumping into these. So
you just have 3 Star Wars ones?
Yeah, because I have all Marvel and DC. That's what I was collecting of hot toys.
So what Jonathan is saying here is totally accurate, because a lot of the plot points and rumors and leaks before the show did exactly happen as everyone these predictors predicted. But no more else is known from now on that I know.
You guys actually read all those leaks? I couldn't watch the show if I had read those leaks. I don't want to know.
Well, that's the thing. They call them leaks to get the views, but in most cases they're just rumors. Like some of the people get the right rumors, but majority don't. You just got to know which ones are the ones that actually care to not lie about shit on the internet, because most of them actually will lie on the internet and don't care. Like they'll say, "I hated it," and they haven't even watched it yet.
Yeah.
Those are the people that get the views. It's sad. It's actually sad, man. I feel bad for them, because some of them make money going on here and saying, "I hate Mickey Mouse," and I hate. Does that stand?
Yeah. You can barely see it.
The one leak I saw that was a visual leak is someone did take a little iPhone video and some pictures of Vader and Obi-Wan fighting in the sand that we just saw in episode 3. I did see a little video of that about a month ago that was floating around the interwebs, and everyone thought it was fake or it's not fake. No, it was totally legit. Like, now that I've seen that scene, that leaked video of that someone filmed on the set illegally, because they're probably fired now, did make it on the internet. I don't avoid them to the point where you can't. And when I do a lot of my work on the internet, whether it's posting something on Facebook or Twitter, or watching one of my buddies do a live stream on YouTube while I'm doing some artwork, stuff comes up, right? Like once a video ends, it goes on to the next video, and sometimes for me, it's unavoidable. If Star Wars Meg comes on, or if the new media rock stars do their Easter egg thing on the episodes, like you hear different people's views and opinions and rumors, right? And the theories is what I'll call it. That's just because of that. I'm gonna
really cool.
Does he have a big backpack?
Nice. That is nice.
what?
Yeah.
Does he have a big backpack?
No, he has this.
Oh, the actual mortar thing. Okay.
Mortar
Yeah,
cannon,
he's the one with the backpack was the incinerator.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the one in episode the last episode in season 1 of The Mandalorian, which was the one with the red
The red one,
stripes.
yeah. I'm just going to play this because I appreciate this being made for me by Mr. Bob Salacious Rum himself.
Rick has got a crazy theory. Rick has got a crazy theory. Rick has got a crazy theory.
So thank you, Bob, for making that. I meant to play that a little earlier when I was going to put on my tinfoil hat, but
I'll fix him up later. Man, my little one's crying. I gotta see what's going on with him. So I'm gonna finish this, guys, and then I'm gonna head on out because I don't want my wife to be.
No, that's
alone
awesome. I didn't want to stay too much longer. I just wanted. I'm happy I got to open up some figures. I got a couple more. I'll open up and maybe I'll make a little video. I think I got a total of 6 of these Death Troopers.
Oh, I just opened my
Thanks, JT.
7. I just opened number 7 of those Death Troopers. I got 3 more the other day.
Great minds think alike.
So I can have 6 of them in my diorama display, and then I'm good because there's always 6 if there's a group, and then one of them's going in the cabinet as the representative of the one that's going in the cabinet of all Kenner figures that have ever come out. So
yeah. Like I said, my first set I got carded and I kept because I like the
and I have a set carded. I have one set.
And then
carded.
I had to grab one to let him breathe. Right, of course. Welcome.
So you want to? So I got one more thing for the Christmas in July. This is a prop replica, and the good thing about these prop replicas is they're already open. They don't. You know what I mean? The boxes are like a hot toy. You can open and close them. So we can actually take a look at this thing.
Yeah, I thought so too, Cameron. I thought he had a big backpack because the Black Series.
He does. I'm sorry, he does. It's right here.
Yeah, because those little canisters.
Oh, there it is. Yeah,
I just fell and I couldn't see it because it was behind the computer, but I saw it. I was like, oh.
So is that like not glass? I guess it's resin of some kind, Mark or John?
Yeah, it's an amber resin with
that's really cool.
With the mosquito.
Who would love that is Laurel Legends with that.
Right? Yeah, if she doesn't already have it, yeah. So that's going in for Christmas in July. You can get your very own one lucky winner. Will get that.
Yeah, so we'll end it in the next 5 minutes or so, guys. I just want to thank everyone for coming out.
Here it is.
Thanks for hitting that like button, and just to keep that YouTube algorithm
Thanks,
going. I want everyone to comment in the comments below what Jedi you think could show up in the next 3 episodes of the Kenobi show, because I think for sure at least one Jedi showing up. Maybe he's bald, maybe he's got dreadlocks, maybe she's got boobs. You never know, guys. We still got the what's that lady with the tattoos on her face? Barriss Offee from the cartoons and the live action, who's tied into all this story now too, right? So
yeah,
she's another Jedi that I think is
I always at one point thought that Barriss would be one of the sisters in the Inquisitors. We would see one of the sisters take her helmet off, and it would be Barriss.
Yeah, it's totally possible. That's totally possible.
I've always thought that, but so far it's never happened.
If I'm not mistaken, the Quinlan Voss Jedi his master was Ayla Secura.
Yes, Ala
So-
Secura.
She would be alive at this point too.
No,
because
she died in the actual film of
Oh,
Attack
cool.
Revenge
She
of the
died-
Sith.
Order 66.
Yeah,
So-
Order 66. Yep.
I was
But
looking to
Order
see if this
66
thing.
happened yet in Kenobi, has it?
Yeah,
Oh,
it
yes,
did
it
happen
has.
10
Yeah.
years ago.
Yeah, it has.
10 years ago. Yeah.
So I thought this had a little, because it has a little hole here. I thought it had like a little thing, but it's actually magnet.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
they're getting really good with that.
So that's good. I didn't know about that, but that's cool. So I'll fix them up and I'll probably do a video on it later.
Yeah,
And so, but
Mark
I'm gonna
mentioned-
go, guys. Thanks. Or let me get back to me.
Repeat again, guys. Type it in the comments under the video. I want the
Yeah,
YouTube
after-
algorithm to click on.
After the video's done, you got to go back in and type it in the comments below. You got to make this. Sure.
Yeah, she's the one that. Alyssa
she
Sakura
did.
is the one that died.
That's my
Yeah,
mistake
unless-
thinking that Order 66
unless
hasn't
you
happened
were-
yet, and of course it has.
Unless you're thinking of Shock T, LeftCoast.
Shakti died. Shakti died twice, two
Yeah.
different ways, but both of them are still no longer canon.
No longer canon. Yeah.
No, I'm
So there
gonna
you
watch
go.
all the Star Wars today, Mark. Right after
All
Star
right,
Trek.
guys. LeftCoast, I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna go see my little one's doing fine. Little
So people said
little baby
goodbye
Joker.
to you before you
John.
said that.
Bye, John.
No,
Cheers, JJ. As people were saying goodbye to you before you even said that, so I don't know.
I
what-
know. So I guess I was saying goodbye already, but I just wanted to say bye. See you guys. Thanks for getting him to 30 likes. Don't stop there. Get him more. I did show a little bit of the hot toy. What is it called again? Forgot his name. Artillery Stormtrooper. So I'll show that off before I get one more time, and then I'll head out. But it's good seeing you
Thanks,
guys.
buddy.
Thanks for spending time, and I'll
I
see you guys
appreciate
real
you taking a
soon.
little bit of time out of your day to come, play with us,
No, no.
grumpy old men.
No problem.
That's
No,
rad.
I'm grumpy too.
Hey, he matches that bag too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there you go, guys.
Yeah,
I'll see
thanks
you
very
guys
much,
later.
JJ. Great to
No
have
problem.
you, buddy.
Thanks.
We'll do it again
So,
soon.
same here. Thanks. Yeah, for sure. All right. Y'all take care.
Have a good weekend.
Bye.
You too. Bye.
What else you got going on this weekend, John?
Tomorrow morning is with Dino. We're doing Aliens figures, like not Alien, not the franchise. I mean, well, I'm going to show some from the franchise of Aliens, but in general, Alien figures. So anything that was an alien throughout the years. So I've got like stuff from Flash Gordon, stuff from Action Force, stuff from
He's an alien,
many
right?
different stuff from many different lines that gave me my love of aliens. And
He's an alien too, right?
Dino's showing a lot of ET figures for this one.
Now, John, did you see those guys do their cardboard challenge yesterday?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, of course.
Man, dude, they blew me away. Like,
yeah,
I don't know if they planned it, but it started with Vern. He built an X-wing like this big on cardboard. I'm like, oh my god, Vern actually did his homework and built something amazing. And then Dan what's his name? Cap has a little head case. He opens it up and there's a bunch of Marvel Legends heads on like spikes, so like a little display.
yeah.
Dandy has like he builds a kitchen, which
Yeah.
I'm sure had like a working oven and opening
The
doors and
faucet.
windows. Like
The faucet had running water,
yeah, and then Dino comes in with the jumping up and down bedroom from the horror movies that he says he can never rewatch because he gets too scared. But they just blew me out of the water with these little cardboard dioramas. And now this week they want everyone to make a lightsaber out of just whatever you can find. So I'm gonna join that challenge, and I think Kat and some other chatters and watchers
I'm
are gonna.
gonna
come up
try
with
it.
them, too.
I'm gonna see what I can do. Yeah.
I got a bag of recyclable stuff. I'm sure we can find some round tubey looking things.
Paint it all silver and black. Yeah, I'll do it.
But I appreciate you for coming by on a short notice and shooting shit with me and letting some figures breathe, and just a little quick recap of Kenobi. And I'll get the tinfoil hat next week. Like I got more things that I kind of didn't want to share yet in case they are actual spoilers. So there may be some things out there that are fact, and it may just be a bunch of robot mumbo jumbo rumors, right? There you go, Kat. Yeah, I'm gonna play a little bit with this weekend and see what I can do. So thank you to everyone coming by. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. I know there's a couple more the toy YouTuber guys going today. Please follow them. I know someone's going maybe 1 o'clock or 12 o'clock, but I'm gonna leave you with my little outro video. And thanks, guys. I appreciate the likes and any comments down below to keep the algorithm going. And Wednesday night, 1 a.m., I'll be up quickly if anyone wants to join me for another quick Kenobi episode 4 recap before I go to bed that night. So thanks everyone for going by.
I'll know my work schedule tomorrow, so that's when I'll know about Wednesday.
And John, tomorrow morning, open up some toys with Dino or talking alien figures.
Yeah,
so thanks, everybody.
Rick has got a crazy theory.
Hello there.
The circle is now complete. When I left you, I was but the learner. Now I am the master.
Only a master of evil, Darth.
I still have glimpses. Flashes, really. My mother's shawl. My father's hands. I remember a baby.
A baby?
Yes, I think I had a brother. I really don't remember him. I wished I did.
You should have killed me when you had the chance.